I've obviously read a lot and listened a lot to obviously what's been said on, and I've only got a few things on the whole sort of situation, and then would probably want to move on from it for the kids' sake, really. Probably firstly is giving congratulations to England. You know, they've won their 2 qualifying games, and I think all of that has been lost in everything that's been written about Raheem. They won 2 qualifiers. They've won the first 3 games in their group, and also congratulations to all the home nations, because the results that they got and the performances was outstanding, and obviously to Gareth Southgate as well, the under-21 coach who's qualified. And so a lot of the great work in terms of the football field, which is what we work towards, has been lost in this here. So congratulations to them. I think the second point is for Raheem. I've been very fortunate to have worked with a brilliant young player here over the last 2 years. I came into Liverpool, and he was a young player from the youth team and in the reserves. I took at 17 with me on a pre-season trip, and from that there, up until this stage, he's been absolutely incredible for me. And what's been really, really nice to see has been his maturity as a young man. He's now sits 19 years of age, a full international player, hopefully going to be a real key player for England for many years. And of course, here at Liverpool, he's been a wonderful talent. And this is a kid who we bring up to be responsible, to be honest. You know, I think lots of players that will tell you that they've played when they haven't felt right. But this is a kid who didn't say that. You know, I think what he was saying was that he felt tired. And I've had that a number of times. And what you do as a manager and a coach, you take on board all the information you get from all your specialists and all your people around you, and then you make a decision. So, and you have to respect Roy's decision that he decided not to play him and to play Adam Lallana. I think what has been disappointing in the whole affair is that it's been grossly unfair how the kid has been put in the back pages and all the debates and everything about him for something that he clearly didn't say. And I've had it a number of times with Raheem here over the time, where he's been tired in his legs, but he's gone on and played in games and been exceptional. So the kid, for his sake, I'm not going to go on too much on it. All I want to say is that he's back here in a secure environment where he can develop. I think for a couple of days it probably shook him a wee bit, but the last couple of days he's been back to normal. He was brilliant in training this morning, and as I said, I really look forward to working with him in the future, like all our people do here at the club. And as I said, he's back in here and working extremely well. I think the next point I want to add is about England itself. So I also read people talking about the club versus the country. Now, I'm someone who takes great pride in players playing for the country, because I see it as an earmark of how we are developing players. And right the way through the age bands here, our football club, we've got many young players representing England. We ask them to be responsible. We ask them when they go to England to only think of their country and not the club. So this is a club that's very much club and country, not club versus country. And certainly people who know me well enough as a coach knows that I'm certainly, and Liverpool aren't a barrier to England or any country. We want them to do well. We know the pride at stake when players play for the country. And I will continue to hopefully work for all nations, of all the players that I work with, to help and improve them and develop. And when they move on to play for the countries, hopefully they will be better players for working for us here at Liverpool.
Is there a situation, though, to be resolved then between yourself and Roy? There's talk of a meeting to take place.
No, again, obviously things that have been wrote and said which are, you know, not true. We've exchanged messages, and unfortunately, because of the busy schedules, we have been unable to speak. But we've exchanged messages, and that's fine. I think from today onwards, we want to put this to bed really, and move on, and as I said, concentrate on looking after a young player who's a huge talent and who needs to be given the space and the protection in order to develop so that he can play not only for the next few years, but hopefully for the next 12 or 13 years.
With that in mind then, would you want him to be part of the under-21s going away next summer, or would you rather he be given a break?
I think we assess that come towards the end of the season. I think it's a very relevant point for England. I think if they're going to improve internationally, I think there has to be more focus given to the under-21 team. I think Gareth's doing an excellent job there, trying to create a philosophy and a style of football that hopefully is going to allow the players to develop and then hopefully get through into the first team, continuing with that philosophy and style. So for Raheem, he's still eligible to play. We'll assess it over the course of the season, but I think there's lots of young players that break through, or a number of young players that break through that can fit into that age band. And I don't think it would do them any harm at all if they went and experienced a competition like that, surrounded by top players, and if they were lucky enough to go on and win the tournament and good enough to win it, then that certainly wouldn't hold back their development.